Okay, before I get back to setting the cam, I gotta turn up the dampener pulley in the front. Yeah, something that I've been putting off. I didn't have any 1-inch stock aluminum, so what I'm gonna do is I got some 1.5" I know it's kind of a waste, and but I'm gonna turn down a chunk of that, and I'm gonna do some roughing here, and I got you set up on the lathe, and I'll zoom in on it and let you watch me rough out some material. And just gonna, like I say, I'm just gonna rough it down to I'm gonna probably, oh, my camera shut off for some reason, but what I was saying is I'm gonna probably, instead of going down to 1 inch, I think I'm gonna make that 1.25 inches. I'm gonna make one at 1.25 inches and see what that, what it looks like. I'm one for basically not following the plans 100%. So, I like to put my little flavor on it, as you might say. But anyway, I'm gonna do some roughing here, and I think I'm just gonna rough it all the way back to the chuck. And it's just a short piece. I got two 6-foot pieces of 1.5". Yeah, it's 1.5" is what it is. So I'm gonna set up here and get a decent feed rate going here. Okay, so for some reason my feed rate knob doesn't want to engage. Not quite sure what's going on here. Oh, I think the threading lever was partially down, so that's why. Trying to pick a speed here that, yeah, I like that right there. All right. Touch. And I'm gonna go 100 and see how it handles it. Making it work. I like the chips coming off. I definitely made her work, and not even no heat in it at all. Heat all went into the chips. That's what you want to happen. You want the chips to absorb the heat, not the part that you're working on. That was a 105 thou cut. So I'll take another 100. Since that went so well. Probably getting a little shake. Like I say, she's putting a load on the lathe. Okay, still Okay, so we're now. I got that was 200 thou off of it, and I want to take it down to a inch and a quarter. So I'll take another 100 thou cut. I'm going to back off the feed just a little bit. Kind of a waste of material, but when I get done here, I'll have a piece of 1 inch and a quarter stop. Okay. So now I want to take off 50, 60, 70, I want to take 80 thou off about. So 20, 40, 60, 80. And now I'm going to kick the feed rate down. I want a little bit better finish than that. So although the finish wasn't that bad. Inch and a quarter. All right. That's what I want. There, now we can chuck her in there. Now I will work on the part. And we want to go with that same. I'm going to zero my dial out here and back her off 200 thou. Let's see how she handles this cut. That's 175 thou cut. This will be 160 thou cut. Now we're making crappy chips. I don't like chips like that. I like it when they curl up. And I put a chip break, grind a chip breaker in there to get rid of that. But you end up throwing crap all over. Okay, I gotta get a pliers. I don't like pulling on chips with my fingers. It's, you end up, you think, oh yeah, you'll be fine, but one will slip and you end up with a nice slice. Especially stainless steel. Holy cow! Aluminum and other things are bad enough, but stainless steel is really dangerous. You start pulling on chips with your fingers. All right, this should be, yep, 30 thou over. So, okay. I'll face the end off. And now, I'll get my drawing to kind of give you a little bit of guidance, but like I say, I'm definitely going to make a little difference. So, okay, the 875, I think I will hold that to, I'm going to hold it at 900. So, and that is back 2, 3. I gotta get a pencil. Can't do the math in my head today. All right, it's 200, 127, and 340. 7, 6. 667 back, so 670 back. Yeah. That'll work. 670 back. Touch off on the end. Set my travel here. And go 670. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 70. And I'm just going to make a reference mark there. All right. So that's where we want to be, and we want to take 350 thou off of there. That was a 190 thou cut. 100. Oops. Yeah. Having trouble doing math in my head today. All right, so 100 going to take a 150 thou cut. There's 100, 20, 40, 50. That's 150 thou. We are at 920, so 20 thou finish pass. 10, 20, and I'm going to zero my cross light out there. Now we do an undercut. So I will have to get a, well, let's do the end here. Put that back in, put my tool back in there, and I want to go 675. So I will go a 700. I'm going to go 700 out on the end. 700 out on the end, 200 thou back. This is 900, so I'm going to do another 150 cut. Right, yep. So it'll be 150, 200 thou. Let's see what we got. 45 thou. $10, $20, $30, $40, 5 thou. Okay. Now I want to do an undercut, so I want a grooving tool to actually, the full radius 31 thou. I might have a full radius cutter. Oh, I know it. I got a part off tool that's full radius that I use for cutting fins. If I can find it. This is the tool I use for cutting fins on air-cooled motors. It's gone through, made a lot of fins, but I'm not exactly sure. I think it's too narrow. I need to be 62. Yeah. Well, it's 90. Oh, do I want to do that? Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a 90 thou for the belt. So that means that I want to make that 127 bigger too then. So I'm gonna go. Yeah. Come on out of there. All right. Come on. Ah. Part of holder is being a little bit of a, there we go. Tighten that up and tighten this up. It's 92 thou wide. And I gotta set the center height first. Okay. Down just a little bit. That's good right there. Okay, so touch off here, zero it, and I know that it's 92 thou, so I'll go 92, and I see what they left here was 120, so they left about a 30 thou wall thickness on the sides of the pulley, so itself. So I think I'm going to leave it 40 thou on the side. So that'd be right there. And they went in 125. I'm just kind of eyeballing it now. I'm not really going to a dimension. A little more. Basically, the O-ring has to ride in there to run the fan blade. I think that's good right there. Now, I want a grooving tool to go take the middle of it out. I have one in here that might work for that, already ground up. Get it in. Yeah, this is the one I was thinking right here. Yep, this will work. So I need okay, who's going to volunteer here? I need to single pointing tool. I'm not going to be, I'll take that, I'll unload that. I'm not going to be single pointing anyway for a while that I know of. Remember what I did with that big single point tool. In there. Pick that up. Pick that up. Okay. Yeah. Set the center height here. Oh yeah, gotta go up. Still. A little more. Getting closer. Maybe just a touch more. Actually, I want it to run a little low because I don't have a top edge on that. So that's fine. That'll work. And now, all right. So go in here and touch this. Touch the back side. zero it. And that I want to take down to, I probably will take that down to 750 from 900. So 150 thousandths. Again, this is not really critical, this is just for looks. There's 100, I'm going to go 120. Okay. Now I'm going to feed out until I get wall thickness similar to the outside wall. I'm just going to eyeball it. That looks good right there. And I'm out there. That looks good. That's fine. So, getting there. Okay, now we got to drill a hole through the middle for the crank. Oops. You guys are probably wondering what this tab is on here. That's actually for when I want to do a real accurate depth on a counterbore or something, and I want to see exactly how deep. I usually put an travel indicator on there, and it's just basically for my stem to go up again so I can see where I'm at and don't have to rely on the dial. So, in case you were wondering what that was, it's in the way when I'm centered. Well, you can't see it. You can't even see what's going on. But it's there for a reason. Okay. I want to drill that undersize and then ream it up. I'm going to drill an 1/8 thou undersize, and then I'll ream it to the size. Dab of oil. Exactly how far do I have to go? See, 250. So I want to go in about it. Yeah, I want to go in a little over an inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, now I want to get a 250 reamer. And I've got to run the reamer a little slower. You have to be running that reamer into that at that RPM. Okay, I'll take it down to that. That looks good. Alright, that should do her. I gotta part it off now. The spooky stuff now. I hate to take this back out and put the other one back in. Darn it. Won't reach either, I'm sure. Nope. I'll have to take it out and put a... Oop, wrong Allen wrench. Put in a part off blade that's longer. Leave this out because I got another one to make. You know, I have to make two. Part off the blade up here. It looks like it needs to be sharpened. It's got a corner messed up. If you have a corner messed up like that, it's going to tend to either want to walk off or grab real bad. So I will quick touch it up here. I think I got it. You don't have to take much off of them, all right, now I want to make sure I don't stick it out too far. I don't want to stick it out any further than you have to either. You know, the more you stick it out, the more chance it is to grab and catch on you. Okay. And set height. Okay, it's got to go down. Oh. Come on. Oh, can't turn it. My thumb screw broke off on that one. I'm going to have to put a new thumb screw in there instead of it. Still got to go down. That looks pretty good. All right. Now for the spooky stuff. All right, that's 90 thou. Go over here and touch. Set my travel all to 90. Oh shoot, I set that wrong. Here we go. Try it again. Alright, set it to 90. And that's the edge, and we want to have a 1/4 inch left there. So 100, 250, and I'm going to allow 10 on the back side for cleanup. Ooh, don't want to go at that speed. I want to put something in there to grab it. I'll just take this and stick it in there. This should work. Whoop! Knocked you all out of whack here, didn't I? Is that going to work? Nope. I'll have to get a little driller up in. There we go. I'll just an undersized drill. Stick it in there. There we go. Like that, and now I'll chuck it up here and then face it off. I'll chuck it over on this side, face it off, and chamfer and deburr it basically. But I had to do one more, so I'm not gonna let you guys stick around for that one. I'll just do that one off camera. Okay, I took got the other one turned up. Took the chuck off and cleaned up a little bit. Went over to the engine and put it on there. And being as I messed with some of the dimensions, I need to counterbore this back side a little bit so that I can slide the pulley in just a little bit. I'm about a width off of the pulley lining up with water pump pulley, which that's fine. So what I did was I pressed in a 1/4-inch dowel, and I'm going to chuck that in a 5C collet and counterbore this, like about 50 thou bigger than the housing, the timing cover, so that can slide back. And I'm going to move the set screws from out here to the smaller diameter in here, and plus I'm going to chamfer and clean everything up. And everything should be running true to the dowel. But anyway, I'm setting up the 5C collet. So the only thing I did was took the chuck off. So now, I don't know how many of you have 5C collet chuckers, but I sure like this one. It was horrible when I first bought it because nothing was deburred on it. I mean, it was just totally, and I could not get it to work. But after I deburred everything and cleaned everything up and polished the little fingers and the pawls in the inside, it works great. But wipe out the taper in the inside, and this little taper sleeve fits into that, changes the taper to a 5C collet taper. So what you do is you don't put any oil or anything on it. You want it dry. You want it dry and clean, and you just set it in there and just give it a little smack, and that's it. Then on the back side, there's this tube. This tube goes through, and that's something else too. When I ordered it and got it, the threads in the end here were wrong. They didn't fit a 5C collet. What happened was, when they were making it at the factory, the single point tool chipped and they never finished the threads. I mean, they were far from being finished. So I notified Grizzly of that. They sent me a new one, and lo and behold, the new one, same exact thing. So I said, and they told me, says, throw the other one away, and I never called them back after the second one. I just set it up, picked up the threads in the inside, and finished the threads myself, and rather than waiting for them to send me another one, you know. But like I say, it works. It works really nice now. And now that I got the bugs worked out of it, you just hook up the hand linkage in the back here to it. Just a couple screws on a bearing on the back side of it. Tighten the screws up. Snug them up. And you're set and ready to go. So now I grab a 1/4 inch collet here. And what did I do with the part? Oh, here it is. Okay. So slide that in. And adjust it until it locks into place. Here we go. Lock it into place. And we're set. So I want to use a small boring bar. I want to use a bigger one than that though. I don't want to use that one. Okay. Just picking out a boring bar here. This is a homemade boring bar here. It's one that I made out of a router bit, a solid carbide router bit. Basically ground it down, ground the backside off and ground that away, and then formed a tooth out in the end. It worked really nice. It's like I say, it was a solid carbide 2-flute, basically a solid straight flute, 2-flute end mill. It's a router bit, and they work nice for if you're able to grind carbide. They work nice for boring bars. You don't get any chatter or anything with them. Or okay, why am I? Screw is all locked up here. There we go. Okay. Set the height. Gotta go down. A little more. A little more. I'll get it. That'll do. All right. So, set my 0, touching off there, and I want to go in. I want to go in the height of this here little boss, and a little more for clearance. And I've got that at 90 thou, so I will go in 120 thousandths in. And the diameter of it is 555. That's with the paint and everything on it. So I will probably make that a 600 thou diameter. 10, 20. I want to see where that's at. Okay, like I say, I want to go approximately 600 plus or minus 10 or 20, I don't know. Not critical. And I'm at 410, 200 thou. Okay. Zero my dial out here, crank her out. 200 thou. The bottom off. Okay, that should do that. Now basically all I want to do is just chamfer some of the edges, and I thought I had a chamfering tool set up and I don't. I will have here in a minute. That is if I can find where I put. Alright. There. Down. This one's tight to turn too. Oop. Hoping you grab the right handle here. Down. That's good. Okay. And I'm going to pull it out a little bit. I want to get the chamfer that back side too. There we go. Now, what's left is to drill and tap the holes in here. Drill and tap the tightening holes 90 degrees from each other. I'm going to put that in I'm going to leave it on this, pressed onto this dowel. I have it, I think I have enough room in here. Oh yeah, that's where the face of the dowel is right there, so I got plenty of room. So I will set up and drill and tap the holes in it, and I will be back. Getting closer. As I get this done, then I'm going to go ahead and set up and set that cam in the right position, and then engrave or mark my 0 top dead center on here on so I know where top dead's at all the time. Plus my crank, when I get it set to top dead, I'll have the 2 screws in there. I'm going to mark the crank. I didn't put no flats on. What I'm going to do is come down with an end mill after I mark it with the screws and just spot those 2 spots where the screws tighten up against the crank. So that way it can't move it can't move in and out, and it can't turn. It'll always load. if I take it off the crank and put it back on the crank, it should load in the exact same spot. You know, if I ground flat or cut flats on there, you know, you may not get it seated in the exact same spot. You know, so the pulley would be running in or out. You know, this way it'll be set where I want it. It's, I don't know if that's all that critical, but in my mind, it should load and unload exactly the same every time. Okay, I'm over here on the mill. I'm set up on the mill. I'm gonna poke some 440 holes in there, 90 degrees from each other. I got it set up in my collet block. Basically, all I'm going to do is you know, drill and tap a 440 hole in there, and I'm staying away so that I decided, instead of using set screws, I am going to use cap screws, and the reason for that is I can use a little bit bigger Allen wrench for tightening and loosening. So I don't, you know, the 440 set screw has got it's got the real small Allen wrench, and I don't know, it just seems like sometimes you can't get them tight. So whether it really matters or not. Anyway, I dialed in the center, and I set it back from that flange. It would help if I tightened up the vise though, wouldn't it? Now, I better check to make sure that I was up against the stop here. I just putting a 440 screw in upside down just to make sure she's got clearance so it ain't rubbing up against the back side of the dampener. Okay. And it's still pressed on the dowel. Oversized dowel. It's an oversized dowel pin in there, so. And Molly D. Put some Molly D on that tap. Down until it touches, and crank her on through. Tap feels like it might be a little on the dull side. There we go, through. All right. All right, just do that 90 degrees from that. There we go. Okay. All I need to do is press that pin back out of there, and we're set to go. So when I come back again, I will be setting up to do the cam setting.